Alright guys, back at the 1972 Chevy Camino. What we have here is the cylinder head, driver's side, and if you see my last video, this valve was bent. Okay, so what I've done is I've cleaned it all up, put it back together, and if you saw my other video, it was pulling up with gasoline because I always test it, and it's already dry. So we're not leaking anything in there. It's got some oil residue in there, but that's it. Me rubbing around in there with the rag and whatnot. And it's holding fluid. I know this is a little empty, but I've been using this gas to clean the gasket, but it's been sitting for about an hour and it hasn't leaked. I just recently took some out of there. I used the gasoline to clean off all the gasket glue, rubbed it for a little bit and it came off, and I cleaned up the intake valley like you seen on the other video. It had glue everywhere. Cleaned it. Same thing with the header. The little bit of residue, that gasket glue that's on the header, it's not a big deal. It's on the edges, it's not on the surface, so I'm alright with that. No big deal. And I was wanting to put this thing together today, but it's not going to happen because supposedly I ordered the head gaskets, valve stem seals, intake manifold gasket. It was supposed to be in today, but the jerk at the auto parts store didn't hit in, or apparently my parts didn't get ordered, so I'm going to have to wait till tomorrow or possibly the following day. So in the meanwhile, I'm prepping everything. I'm happy I fixed the valve. I don't have to take it to the machine shop now. It's not leaking, it's holding. I'm really happy about that. I'm saving a ton of money there. And I cleaned all the gasket glue off, as I said before, but I'm prepping everything. That way, as soon as I get my gaskets, the heads going on, gaskets going on, everything's getting torqued down. I got the high temp header gasket glue for the seal, because this particular style of header does not require a gasket, so I'm putting the glue on there just for a sealant, and that's what it says on the instructions from Sanderson headers. So no gasket, put the glue on there. I'm happy with that. I ain't gotta jack around with the freaking gasket. So as soon as I get those gaskets in, it's gonna go back together. And what I used is that Permatex valve grinding compound. It worked really well. Works really well. And instead of using the tool, I bought the damn tool. The freaking thing out of the pack. Here it is. The valve lapper. I mean, I didn't use it, so I'm just gonna return it. What I used instead was I used my drill. Hooked it up on the top of the valve, spun it. The valve was just spinning with this stuff on there till I got a new seal. Fixed it. So I didn't need that. I didn't want to be busting up my palms trying to start a freaking fire here. So I just used the drill, made the drill do the work. Fixed it. So the valve in and out easy, like butter. It's holding gasoline. I put gasoline in there because if it's gonna leak fluid, you're gonna see it, and it's not like on my other video. Obviously it was. Within 5 minutes, I mean, you could see fuel going in there. It's been over an hour and we're dry. So, and that right there is that gasoline, because I use that my weed eater 2-stroke gas. So that's all I had laying around. So it's got oil residue in it, so it's not gonna hurt anything. It doesn't bother me. Certainly not gonna hurt my engine. So she's getting there. She's getting there. There's that. So I'm really happy about this. Not that I had to do this, but you know, that I fixed the cylinder head myself. And she should be going back together again I messed up my paint a little bit, but hey man, what the hell, it's just freaking paint. It's nothing I can't fix. So what I'm gonna do after she's all said and done, I'm gonna move everything out of the way, give it a quick touch up paint, make it look nice, presentable. Like I said, I'm not building a freaking show car here. I just want something that looks decent. A lot of places are still really nice, but I mean, it's just little like this, little touches like that. I'm gonna, once I put it back on the engine, I'm gonna paint it. So it'll be all right. Be all right. Aside from that, everything else looks good. I don't see any other problems. God willing, there isn't any more problems. If not, then we'll just handle it accordingly. Well, a lot of work, and a lot of friggin' money. So now that the cylinder head is off, in my other past videos, this header, I needed to clearance it right here. Now that it's off, I can get my cutoff wheel and buff that down a little bit more. I mean, it cleared it, but I mean, for a good peace of mind, I'm gonna hit it a little more. And then I had to take out this bolt. Believe it or not, I had to take out this freaking bolt to get to the bolt in the header. You know what's really gonna be fun is putting these freaking bolts back in. Putting the freaking bolts back in, yeah, that's gonna be fun. But once I get that in there, I mean, as soon as I get with this whole damn project, the thing that was holding me up the most was those headers. I had manifolds on there, but I didn't like the manifolds, for one, and for two, they were cracked, and three, the flanges were jacked up on it. I was like thinking to myself, it's worth the headache, in my opinion, to get them on there, because dealing with those manifolds, for one, I can't find them. For two, the people that do have them, they want $500 freaking dollars for it, when I might as well just bought the headers, and that's exactly what I did. So that's that. As soon as I get the bolts on the header and get this intake and get this head mounted, everything else should just fall together. So in the meanwhile, just want to give y'all an update on what's going on with this thing. If anybody cares. But oh well, man, I'm doing this for me anyway, so it's alright. Just thought I'd share it. No big thing, man. No big thing. Had to clean up all this. Clean up over there because, I had a little schmutz on it, so took care of that. I don't know if I should go with the chrome valve covers or not. I'm still debating about that. But I don't know. Cross that bridge when we get there. Alright, folks. YouTube world, motor world. I'll see you on the next one.